All right. Spoiler alert. This is a Movie Monkey rant. Movie Monkey rant. Spoilers. I'm going to talk about the whole fucking movie now. If you don't like that, if you don't like swearing, I'm really trying to get into it in my head about it. Super good movie. This is The Lost City of Zed, or Lost City of Z. But they say Zed the whole time because they're British. That's right. First one dropped. That's a spoiler. Main character, and most of the characters in this movie, they're not brown, they're British. So, yeah, this was a really awesome movie, and I check it out. And if you saw this rant first, I would stop it now, because there's a lot to cover. I'm going to condense it in the next 9 minutes. Condensing the movie, starting now. Okay, so Percy, he is shown in the beginning of the movie as this general with his wife, and he's a general in the army, a British army. This is post World War I, playing some hunting, and he's going through the woods, and he with horses, and he hunts something, and because of his heritage, because of his father, he gets denied from kind of being in the inner circle of people. He gets denied from rank, and he gets denied from medals, and he gets sent all over the place, and he's just kind of pissed off about it. And then they stick him in the freaking the Royal Geological Research section of the government to go make a map out of the Amazon River, because they're helping, the British Empire is helping with land disputes between Libya? No, what am I talking? Libya? Between Brazil and Bolivia. Bolivia sounds right. Brazil and Bolivia. So he gets sent on this mission to find the end of the Amazon River, or the beginning of the Amazon River. And he fucking finds it. That's the first third of the movie. Is him looking for this thing, and he's like encountering natives, and people are dying. Somebody gets eaten by piranha. He gets caught, and like these natives are fucking shooting at people, so they jump in the water, and then they jump in the water right into a piranha pool, and like this guy gets eaten by piranha. And like the best part about this movie is the richness of the characters. They're really well developed, well motivated characters. Like there's some fucking really intense stuff that happens to them, and each character deals with it in a different way. And also, this is only a third of the movie, where he finds like the first part of the movie. Like it is the first part. It's not like cut up or anything. It just happens. And the characters are recurring through his adventures. The main character, Percy's adventures through the Amazon. Well, this is happening. Percy is happening in the Amazon. He's got like a little kid at home, and then he got a baby on the way. And then the baby gets born. So the baby's born without him. And then, like, the little kid, like, the family is developing mostly off-screen. Mostly off-screen, this character development. But they're all driven by Percy and him being in the Amazon for, like, 3-5 years at a time. I don't really know. One whoopsie here was, like, he got a baby. So that's like up to 9 months, I guess. So 9 months, and then like the baby was still like an infant, so that's maybe up to a year. I mean, it was like swaddled and didn't really have hair. So that's like 19 months. So I guess the first part of this movie happened in 19 months, but I don't really think so, because I think the older child grew up a little bit larger. Age is funny. They're like little kids, so I don't really know. I don't really know how to judge that. But anyway, so that happens. So he goes back, and he's like, guys, there's a lost civilization out there. I found some pottery. We got to go back. We got to find this lost civilization. Well, he piques the interest of this fat dude that went to, like, Antarctica. He was on, like, one of the first journeys to Antarctica. and that's where he kind of became famous. So he wanted to go too, because he always wanted to go to the Amazon. So they bring him, and he's like a fucking bird and a half, and he's bitching and moaning the whole time. They meet these savages, these natives, who are like eating one of their friends who like died. And the guy's like, I want no part of this. You guys are going crazy. You guys are becoming savages. I'm going to go off on my own. He goes off on his own, and he hurts himself. He eats a bunch of food, and he hurts himself. And then that food, like that hurt, he gets blood poisoning from it. So they like set him on a horse with a guide to go to a plantation so he can get back to England so that they can continue on. He's pissed about it. They continue on. They're almost there. Percy's almost there. They see, like, he's starting to see, like, the outskirts of this city, and this dick poisoned all the food. He pours oil all over all the food. Well, Percy comes back, and he's branded a loser because he missed out. He missed out on it, on finding the lost city of Zed. And then this guy comes in, and he says that they abandoned him and that everything's bad, like he's terrible, and like the main character's terrible, and he starts to slander his word. So Percy quits with he has got two buddies. He's got two buddies at this point that have been like recurring through his journeys, and then World War I happens. Well, his children, one is like 13 years old, one's like 8, and the other one, and he's got a baby, and like a little girl baby, and he's got to leave again because he's got to go to World War II to fight the Germans. So they show him in World War II, and he's having all these like flashbacks to the jungle. It's like really calling to him. He can't get there. He's in World War II. People are dying. One of his buddies dies in front of his eyes, like literally gets shot through like the face, and it's like douche, and it just happens. There's no like it happens. He's like, in war, and then mustard gas comes out, or it wasn't mustard gas, it was chlorine gas, hits him, nearly blinds him. He gets brought back to the hospital. Now his like little baby is now like a little girl, and he's got his sons. Like everybody keeps getting older around him, and then he basically goes into hiding, starts living with his family. He's having this family life, and these Americans come and they tell him like America's gonna go and try to find this lost city now, and his son Jack is like, come on, Dad, let's go. Let us discover the city. It's been your passion. It's been your life. The whole time I've been alive, you've been looking for the city. It's super touching. I mean, this is like ridiculous. Like, the drama, the build-up to like, I just feel like bad shit's gonna happen. And like, there's so much build-up through this whole movie, and there's people who die, and they don't dwell on the death in this movie. It's just like, people fucking die, okay. And there's so much drama, there's so much build-up to like investment in these characters. And they go down the Amazon together. It's him and his son, and they get captured by some natives. And this is the end of the movie because I got like a minute left. So they get captured by these natives, and these natives give him this drink to drink because they're like gonna kill him and stuff. And he's like reflecting on his life, and reflecting on like his son is next to him, and he like loves his son, and it's like, this is an adventure. And he starts thinking about his wife, and how his wife was afraid of dying in childbirth, and she wrote this really touching letter about being that adventure, being that love for his son. And they like, the natives carry them into the water, and it just like cuts to his wife in all black, saying that like they could be alive, and maybe they are alive, and maybe they're not, that they're living in the lost city, and that's where they've been taken, and you don't know. And then the movie ends, and you don't know. It's an adventure. This like adventurer goes out, and it's all about him. He's adventuring, and it's how it affects the people that are closest to him in his life. And it was really good, and it was really well done. And thank you so much for your time if you watch this. So, a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. Movie Monkey.